Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. My name is Angel, and I'm in the practice of being seen in my natural expression. So today's video looks a little different because I realized I haven't posted in a while due to the fact that I thought that these needed to look a certain way. And that's just not the case. That's not the case. There's been so many changes, so much movement around my life that setting up an office space and allocating a time and having things be consistent in that way just isn't where it's at for me at this time. And so instead of fighting that, or instead of not doing the thing that I'm being called to do, which is be seen in this moment, I'm just going to try and do kind of a stream of consciousness here on the phone. I don't know what the audio quality is going to be like. I kind of can see some video. I'm not quite sure. But since the last post, so many juicy things have come up that I definitely want to share. And a post-it note staring in front of my face for months isn't going to get it out. So this, however, was not a post-it note. It's today's kind of aha moment, and I think that's what I'm supposed to be seen in, is like my authentic way of thinking, of processing, of connecting dots. So I'm gonna get quiet and see if I can let my soul lead and help me to articulate what is feeling so profound in this moment. So I'm going to tune into my heart and speak from there. Yes, so I kind of want to work backwards in my line of thinking because there are multiple dots. And as a neurodivergent thinker, I tend to have this thing called associative thinking, taking what seems like random bits of information, experiences, and things, and connecting them. You've seen it in all my videos. You've seen it in every single one of my videos. So if I were to reverse engineer what I'm trying to say right now, the concept of divine partnership. I had always made up in my head that the concept of divine partnership, it was bringing forth a secure masculine and a secure feminine energy, male, female, I don't know, but like at least those energies to co-create a life that they both want to be extremely present for. Okay. That being said, I do know that we all have both estrogen and testosterone in our bodies. We all have both masculine and feminine energies. When I start to think about these energies in the body and how these energies show up for me, my feminine is very creative, nurturing, loving, accepting, patient, soft, loves pink. this and bows and pearls and petals. This avatar loves that, okay? And this masculine, the masculine that lives inside me, is very protective, is very, she's a leader. She's a visionary. She sees systems, patterns, wants to keep safety in place, all in the name of the greater good of whoever, for herself and those around her. Okay. So last week, I overheard somebody saying, it's time to let your inner masculine lead your inner feminine. And I sat around and I listened for a bit. She said that her inner masculine kind of like worships, protects, provides, and leads her inner feminine. I didn't stay for the whole thing, but I let that sit. I let that marinate. This morning, as I was contemplating what the next steps in my life and my businesses looks like, clear as day, I heard that woman's voice say, let's let the masculine lead the feminine. The feminine, in this instance, wants to create what's next in life, what's next in business. I want to start this project. I want this for my clients. I want this for my life. And she, like I said, she's a dreamer. She's a creator. She's a nurturer. What's next in life? Let's, host another gathering, bring the people together. Let's, she's a visionary. She has that imagination and creation piece about her, right? And I can feel myself light up as I talk about those things. Then when I was thinking about, well, what would it be like to let my inner masculine lead those things? It became very clear for me. I don't know what that lady was talking about because I didn't stay for but how it pertained to me was, okay, well, I can have my inner feminine dream up all the things, and then I can allocate some time to sit down and let my inner masculine do the work that I don't feel so hyped about, right? Like the implementation of systems, of payment processing, of just the infrastructure of certain things. And so that it was just neat. It was very neat to see that click for me. Just in that moment, I had a friend reach out and he was just checking in on me. And I was like, I kind of shared a little bit about what I was thinking. And I was like, wait a second, systems, isn't that in your wheelhouse? So in the name of reverse engineering and associative thinking, I'm also in this era of not wanting to carry it all alone, learning how to receive assistance, learning how to lean on my network and community. And so he goes, yeah, systems are my jam. Why? What's up? And I was like, this is what I need. He's like, let's talk. We're on the books for 2 days from now to have meeting one of assessing what the needs would be, the path forward, and, laying down the infrastructure for my creative stuff. There's so many beautiful points in all of this. And that's why I got on here. 1, asking ourselves what it would be like to create space for all parts of us to show up at the table. Maybe not at the same time in the beginning. Let each one have its time. So boom, I was thinking about when I sit down to actually put this into action, because I'm wanting to see what works for me, maybe setting a timer for a couple minutes and letting my feminine, right, the creative, the visionary, the imagination just flow. What do I want to dream up? What do I want this life to look like in the next 6 months? What do I want my businesses to look like in the next 6 months? What do I want my relationships to look like in the next 6 months? Just dream, just brain dump, right? And then whether it's the next 10 minutes or you take a break or the next day or whatever it may be, so, and let's see what would your inner masculine, how would they execute those things? How would they provide a environment, resources, opportunities, conversations, dream team? How would they help build those things? So it started there, right? Internally, right? But then internally and business and life. But then it also helped to practice outsourcing, right? Which as a recovering hyper-independent woman is huge and necessary as a social creature. And whether or not it works out with my friend and I co-creating, some of this infrastructure, these are conversations that he and I both need to have within our perspective things. So I was like, okay, let's play for science, right? Like, let's just see what happens. Then it trickles into divine partnership. What is the one thing people talk about the most and wanting in life, or their source of unhappiness? Relationships, love, connection, partnership. Relationships have been off my radar for quite some time now, but when I look around, for instance, I'm in a home right now. I'm in a house and dog sitting gig right now, and they're renovating the kitchen. And it's fascinating. I don't want to show you their house, but you can see with like all the plastic and the, renovations. There's renovations going on. She's dreaming up her kitchen. And he, even though he's, hiring out and doing nothing, he's executing the vision. Something is resonating in there about she's dreaming up the vision, letting the divine feminine dream and create, and he is executing the vision, letting the masculine lead. I don't know. I mean, let me get quiet and see what my soul has to say about it, but it's just making me so giddy. I'm actually on the verge of tears all of a sudden. What the hell? Because this is what I've always wanted, but didn't know how to articulate. And now that the mind, and with like saying yes to co-creating with my friend, my body, and now my spirit, now that I'm in coherence on the subjects, I have to make that plural because there's multiple, there's tiramisu life. Hello? There's layers. I mean, then it also brings up as within, so without, because I'm seeing how I can have that divine partnership that I've always wanted, but it starts within. Isn't that so cool? I'm sorry. I just think this is so cool. I just think this is so fucking cool. As I nurture platonic relationships as well, and I'm learning so much through my platonic relationships, there's a level of discernment as well. Not everybody is in a place to lead. Not everybody is in deep connection to create, to execute. Not everybody, and to me, it's like not everybody's secure enough when we talk about like attachment styles. Secure within themselves to be able to let go of the ego in the name of the greater good of the mission and the vision, right? I'm not here to give relationship shit. It's just patterns that I'm seeing. That's it. I feel like every time I come on here, it's like I deep dive in life and I'm like scuba diving, and then I come back, I'm like, hey guys, look what I found. So these are my latest treasures. I'm fucking stoked. I don't know what's gonna happen from here on out, but there's also this added piece of confirmation of the theory of like, you don't need to know every single step moving forward or the whole entire vision to take the most microscopic next step. And it's in that next step that the next step shows itself. This journey is crazy. Because how are you going to tell me that, it's just the timing of it all. The timing of it all is insane. It's so good. All right, I'm going to get back to it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just going to post this because my intention is I just keep being called, you need to be seen, agree to be seen, be seen. And I'm like, okay, but, and I just got caught up, as we do. It needs to look a certain way. It needs to feel a certain way. I want to come across a certain way. But it really doesn't matter. None of that matters. What matters is I get out here. I resonate with who resonates with me. and we build from there. And that's it. That's it. So I don't know, depending on how the audio sounds like, I do have mics I can try and use, but I think this might be the form of video from now on, or, every now and again, because I'm not in the office. I'm out living my life. So, yeah. I have so much content though, and it's like it needs to get out. All right. I'm going to stop talking. I love you. Bye.